welcome back to the crafting vlogs. This is the second weekend we're doing this. I am going to start with that skirt and see if it fits. And if it doesn't, we're going to get rid of it. And then I'm going to start frogging those crochet projects. So let me find the skirt. All right, this is the skirt we're working with. I don't think it's going to fit, but let's see. Yeah, it doesn't fit. So we're going to get rid of it. Right. Then these are the two things I need to frog. I think we're going to start with this one since it's all one color and then do this one. I also think I won't post this vlog until after I've turned these into something else. So this will not see the light of day for a while. But let's go frog this. Alright, so we have this set up. This is my yarn winder. I love this thing. It was the best $10 I've ever spent. And I'm going to start with this one. So I need to find the end of the yarn, which might be hard because I actually did in fact finish this project off and did all of the weaving in the ends and everything. So this is going to be a little rough, I think. Yeah. You'll get to see a time lapse of me working on this because this is going to take a while to figure out where the yarn starts. Right. I'm going to be honest with you, that was a pain. That took me over 10 minutes just to do the little cuff of the arm. And if it's going to take me this long, I want to listen to an audiobook or something, so I'm going to stop recording because I can't do that on my phone while I'm recording, and my phone is also getting close to dying. So once I am done with this one, I will come back and show you some of me unwinding the other one, which will hopefully be easier. So I'll be back. I'll see you when I'm done with this cardigan. It is much later. I spent like over 2 hours unraveling that cardigan and I'm still not done. I still have the majority of the body to go. So it's like 7:30 now and I finished an entire audiobook while I was doing it and I have some other stuff I need to get done today. So I'm not going to finish that today. This was supposed to be a weekend only project, but I guess unraveling this sweater is an all day project. So we're not going to finish it right now. I'm going to come back tomorrow and finish unraveling that and hopefully unravel the blanket as well. But that's the check-in. I listened to like half of Silent Spring by Rachel Carson while I was doing that. And this isn't really like a reading blog per se, but since I read a book, I'll tell you about it. I was told to read this book while I was in grad school doing stuff related to environmental science. It's not the degree I had, but I was told to read it as like a background of environmental science and why it is the way it is today. And while I understand that this was pivotal for the time it was put out and it was new information at that point, it was not new information to me. There was some stuff that I learned, but for the most part, I already knew all of this stuff. So if you have been told to read it as part of your environmental studies major or whatever, try it, but like, just know that you're probably going to know a lot of it already, especially if your professor has already given you like the Spark Notes version of it. So yeah, it was on my 25 and 25. I'm not gonna keep it. Honestly, the only reason I kept going once I realized that this was going to be pretty boring was because I want to read Silent Spring Revolution, which is a follow-up to Silent Spring. So I wanted to like at least have a background of what this was following up. So yeah, I will come back tomorrow or the next day, depending on how long it takes to unravel those projects, and show you how much yarn I got out of it. I don't remember how many skeins of yarn these took beforehand, but they were not wrapped on my wrapper. Like, I just used them the way that they came. So I have no idea. I have no idea how much of a difference that makes. But yeah. I'm gonna go mop the floors and fold some laundry and take a shower and get in bed. I might go unravel more depending on what time it is when I get done with the shower, but I do want to try and finish a different book tonight too, and I think I have like 70-ish pages left, so I want to make sure I have a good hour reading for that. Maybe this will turn into a weekly vlog instead of just a craft vlog. This took so much longer than I anticipated. Yep, I'm gonna go. Talk to you later. Welcome back. I finally finished unraveling those projects. Today's Friday. I think I finished unraveling the blanket, so all of this orange and like white and black yarn on Wednesday, and then these ones, the cardigan that was like the tan and brown color, took me I think a total of somewhere between 6 to 8 hours to unravel. And I am going to start working on a new cardigan tonight, I think, because I already have the pattern for that, and I am also going to look for a pumpkin pattern to make out of these. Because the blanket was like you swap colors, and I for some reason didn't think that I was going to rip it out or that it would actually be big enough to use it as a blanket. I just cut the yarn instead of leaving it all together. So now I have like tiny balls and then giant balls, and it's really overwhelming me. So I'm going to try and make those pumpkins in the next week. And then I actually have something that I'm going to add to the project list. So one of the shirts that I wear for work a lot, the sleeve now has a hole in it. I'm actually going to take this off because I'm going to keep fiddling with it if I don't. One of the sleeves has started to come apart where it connects to the rest of the shirt, and that's a pretty easy fix. I think it's almost exactly the same type of sewing as what I did to my husband's shorts in the last video. So I'm going to fix that maybe tonight and just get it over with, because it's a really tiny hole and I don't think it'll take more than a couple minutes to fix. So I'll probably do that and start the cardigan. The last time I made this cardigan, it took me a few weeks. I don't know how long this one will take me. I've made like 5 of these cardigans before, and even paying more attention and making sure that the sleeves actually go the way they're supposed to, it only took me like a couple weeks to make them in the past. So if I buckle down and focus on that, and as long as my wrists can hold up, we will probably have a cardigan by the end of this video. Otherwise, I will just show you the pumpkins before signing off, and I'll show you whatever progress I get to of the cardigan. And then we'll start working on 2 or 3 other things. I have been finding things that need some repairs since like my first vlog, my first video where I outline everything that I have to do, but that's okay. You know, having crafts to do is important, especially with the way the world is right now. It's very important to have distractions and have things that you can do with your hands that aren't scrolling. So I'm not that mad about it. It just means that the pile is not going to get smaller. So it is what it is. At least I'm getting new skills. But yeah, I'm gonna go, and I will check back in with you after I have something to show you. We're making some progress. I'm about halfway through the first skein, and I've got the second skein on deck. I don't know if I'll do more work on this today. This is like a week after I originally started filming, but crochet takes a while and I don't want to exert my wrist too much. So this is where we're at. I have a pumpkin almost done, but I was really struggling to get it into the right shape. So I put pause on that, but I might go work on that today too. We'll see. We are down almost one skein. This is how much is left of the first skein. I'll put it next to a regular one. This is how much is left of a skein that was about this size. I think I have 2 more rows of doing these increases on the corners, and then we'll join the corners to make the sleeves. And then from there, I don't know how many rows it is till the body's complete, but that's the next part. And then I can either start the ribbing that goes along the front and the bottom, or I can do the sleeves and then do all of the ribbing at once. We'll have to see how I'm feeling when I get to that part. Hello and welcome back to the craft vlogs. I have made some significant progress on the yarn stuff that I unraveled. The only yarn that I have left from this original project is this tiny little ball. But I ended up unraveling this and I'm making, I can't remember if it's a size or 2 sizes larger than the original one that I made. And this is already fitting much better. It's going to have like trim all the way around. I have the bottom trim done and I've started, can't really tell, I've started the trim that goes around the front. And then after that, all that's left is the sleeves. The pumpkin craft situation that I was working on did not go well. I don't know what happened, but I can't make like the actual pumpkin shape. So that might end up getting unraveled too. We'll have to wait and see if I can salvage it, but I am not giving up on the pumpkins. I still want to make pumpkins out of that yarn. But that may end up in another vlog. I also have an update. That green shirt that I did the stain removal on the armpits for, it dried and the stain removal actually didn't work. So I'm going to have to try something else on that. But I think the end of this vlog will probably just be when I finish this project, because it's taken me so long to get through everything. I can't currently sew because my right leg has been worked on and I can't drive. I guess I technically could sew with my left foot, but it won't be as easy. So that might be something else I do too. I haven't decided yet, but the next time you see me, I will hopefully have at least the trim finished on that thing, maybe the sleeves. I'll have to wait and find out. Maybe the lighting will be better there. I finally finished another craft for this vlog. This is the cardigan that I was working on. It's the one that I tore apart. I originally made it and I made it a size too small because when I started it, I was smaller than I am now. And let's move you a little so I'm actually in the light. So I tore it apart, used another skein of the yarn because I have like 3 or 4 extra skeins, and just redid it. And now the sleeves actually fit me. Before, I could barely get my arms through the sleeves. The cuffs are the same size now. I don't know what happened last time, but I lost count somewhere on the sleeves. And overall, this is just a better product. So I like it a lot. It's very warm though, so I'm going to take it off now. And I think this is the last craft for this vlog. I'm not sure. I need to go through the footage, but if this is the last craft, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one with more crafts and probably more book things. Bye.